Yeah, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible and everyone could see my screen here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir, your voice is very low. Sir.
Am I okay now?
Yes, sir.
It's
For
okay,
everyone?
sir.
Okay, good. Okay, so where are we, guys? I think in the last class we have started a bit with your JavaScript. So we have seen what actually the history is. Why do we actually go with the JavaScript? And what do you mean by dynamicness and static web pages? We have seen what do you mean by data types? What are the different data types? What JavaScript is supporting? Strings, booleans, etc., etc., etc. What we have seen. Okay. So, any questions on the previous class?
No, sir.
Okay. Hope everyone is so clear, right? Okay. Good. So, okay. By looking into this example on the screen, when you say where a equal to 90, can you, okay, or else let me put some questions on this. If I say where a is equal to 90, can you tell me what is the data type of a?
Number.
Integer.
Come on, is it number or integer?
Integer.
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 Come on, guys. Who said it is integer? That is what we discussed in the last
Number.
time.
It's a number, sir.
It's a number, man. Right? We discussed that. There is no concept of integer and float in your JavaScript. It's only the number. Okay. Now, if I give 90.89, can you tell me what is the data type of this A?
Number.
Number.
Decimal or float?
Number.
Number.
They're only number.
Why
Only
people
Float,
are
sir.
playing with the float? Have we discussed that? We discussed that clearly. There is no concept of floating and decimal. Only a number. Either it is a decimal, either it is an integer. In JavaScript, everything is treated as a number. Okay. Now, I say where a or name is equal to something called as hello. What is the data type of name?
String.
String.
Sir.
If you want to respond, doesn't matter whether it's a wrong answer or right answer, just please try to respond.
String.
It is string. Okay. I keep it in double columns. Now, can you tell me what is the data type of name?
Only, sir. String only.
Doesn't,
It's only string,
exactly.
sir.
Doesn't matter whether it is a single colon or a double colon, everything is treated as a string. Okay, fine. I say instead of multiple characters, I give only single character. Now, can you tell me what is the data type is character or string?
String only, sir.
String.
No one is character.
String.
It is only the string. We don't have a concept of characters in your JavaScript. Either you give a single character or multiple characters, including the spaces, that will be treated as a string. Super fine. Now, I say where is fee paid equal to true. So can you tell me what is
Boolean type, sir.
Boolean.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the data type of is fee paid now?
String.
String.
It is string. If it is true or false, if it is in inverted commas, it is a string. But if you don't give inverted commas, that is a boolean. Either it is true or false. Okay, super fine. I say where Z. Can you tell me what is the data type of Z here?
Undefined.
Undefined, sir.
Awesome. We already discussed about this. Anything what is not declared, just it is declared but not been initialized, we call it as a undefined. Nice. Okay, fine. Now, here if you see here, I'm saying that boss A is a number, name is a string, fee paid is a boolean. I'm actually telling this. But what if we want to know what actually JavaScript feels that? Okay, I want to see that how actually JavaScript is treating it, whether JavaScript is treating as a number or decimal, whatever it is. So for that, you have a predefined method, something called as type of method. Okay, there is a predefined method, something called as type of. What is the use of this type of method? Type of is a predefined JavaScript method which takes a variable as an input and returns what type of data type it is actually holding. Okay, type of is a predefined JavaScript method which takes a variable and returns the type of data what actually it is holding. Okay, now let us say I say something called as console.log type of A. So what is the expected answer?
Number.
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 It is a number.
Number.
Let us see this guy. Am I getting it as a number?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I say something called var marks is equal to something called as 99. Can you tell me what is the type of marks here?
Number.
Number, sir.
Number. Number.
Okay. So now let us see this guy, save this guy, come back here and reload the page. Do you see? It is again a number.
Yes, sir.
So I say var name is equal to Mr. Raj. What is the data type of this guy?
String.
It's a string, sir.
Type of name. So you type of is the method which is telling what type of data that variable is holding. See, it is a string. Okay. I say var age is equal to something called as 40. Can you tell me what is the data type of age here?
String.
Number, sir.
On.
String,
Why it is
string.
number? It is in
String.
inverted commas. Anything within inverted commas doesn't matter. Spaces, symbols, or characters, it is treated as a string, right? Okay. Now I say var is fee paid equal to something called as false. Now I take this variable.
Boolean.
If you reload the page, it is saying like a boolean. Okay. Now if you come back, I say type of alert. What is the expected answer? Awesome. We already discussed that in JavaScript, function is also one of the data type. Okay, that is the reason every function is also is a variable which is being assigned with a function. That is the reason the data type is always a function. Okay, I say something called type of something called as Z. Now, if you save this and reload the page, what it is saying? The variable which is not declared will automatically come back to undefined.
Undefined.
Variable which is declared and not initialized also will come into the undefined. So this is again a special part of your JavaScript. Variables which are not declared or not initialized will come as a new data type called as undefined. Okay. So the two things what we are still pending is null and object, which I will be discussing later. Because in order to talk about the null, I need to talk about the object. In order to talk about the object, you need to cover more data structures like arrays and all and JSON. Then I will come to this objects, etc. stuff. Okay.
Sir, the output NaN, what will be the?
Sorry, ma'am. Could you repeat your question again?
The output will be the NaN, not a number.
Okay. So you mean to say when the output NaN will come? That is what your question is? Okay. Now I say console.log 34 plus 56. Okay. Now if you come back and reload the page, you see it is 90. Super fine. Now I say 34 into 56. Now you tell me what is the expected answer?
Not a number.
Now if you reload the page, you're going to get an answer was. The thing is, when you say asterisk, it already knows that you can only put the multiplication between the numbers only, right? It will automatically convert into a number and it will work. But instead of 5, if I give A6, now what is the expected answer?
Not a number.
Not a number.
Not a number. So now if you reload the page, this is. Are you clear, Sashmita? Yes or no? Okay, yeah. So hope everyone is clear here till here, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what we call it as the type of method, the predefined JavaScript method to see what type of data a variable is holding. Okay, next. The next part of this guy is, so one thing is, let me close this. Okay. I think I did the changes on this method. Let me copy this and paste on the October 20th folder. Come on, man. Okay, fine. So the new example is, let us go with something called a student details. I want to work with some student details, guys. Say something called as, say some student details.html. So now we got to know how to declare a variable, how to operate on the variable, etc. stuff. We just had a look, right? Now, what is my expected thing is, what I wanted to do is, I would like to work on some student details, like take some name, take some age, take some gender, take some marks, and calculate the total average, and let's show the data back to the user. Okay. So for that, let's go with some HTML. Demonstrating student. Okay. If you are not talking, please go into mute. Okay. Okay. So under this, the requirement what I have is, yeah, I want to work with the student details, right? So first of all, let us declare some variables. I want to go with sname. Okay. I want to declare at the same time initialization also I want to give, say something called as Raj. Okay. I say var, say some age is equal to some 20, where some gender is equal to male. Okay. I say var total, which is not at given, avg not at given. Okay. And I say var m1 is equal to marks of subject marks, m1 equal to 90, comma, m2 is equal to 99, comma, m3 is equal to 98, comma, or else m3 will be fine. Okay. I have 3 subject marks. I have the name, the age, the gender, and the total and average, which I need to calculate. Now, these are the hard-coded values, what I'm going for. Now I need to calculate the average. What I need to do, AVG is equal to M1. Sorry, before AVG, I need to calculate the total, right? So I say total is equal to M1 plus M2 plus M3. Guys, if you could see in my coding, whenever I'm using this operators, okay, operators means equal to, plus symbol, these all are called as operators. Anytime we make use of an operator, it is recommended to maintain a space before and after the operator. It is recommended. I'm not saying that, boss, if I don't give the space, am I going to get an error? No. But as per the coding guideline, it is recommended to put a space before and after the operators. Okay, so please do follow that. Okay, now I have the marks, the total is done. Now I say AVG, or else I don't even need to declare the mock here. Wherever I wanted, I can declare it, right? I simply say var total. I simply say var AVG is equal to total divided by 3. Okay, now what I need to do is, I say console dot log student details. I say console dot log student name is plus s name. Console dot log age is plus age. Console dot log total is plus total. Console.log AVG is plus AVG. Clear? Okay, I'm going to show, we have taken some variables, we have initialized some values, and we calculated the total and average, and we are showing the result back to the user. Simple. Now, if you come back, go back to the page, open inside the browser. And another thing, I don't want to work with the public static, the local folders, but instead I would like to work with the server. I say localhost colon 8081. Hope everyone is doing the same. Okay, now I go with the inspect. I go with the console. UC fail to load the respond resources. Okay, fav icon
Charge
is missing.
server.
Yeah, that is loading actually. At the bottom, like fav icon is what we have new used. I think. No, we haven't used it.
npm start.
No, the server is already running, boss. You see, I can see the console. Okay, so if you see here, I got the student details. And I got the student.
9:30.
Okay, so I got the student details, the name, the age, the total, and the average. Okay, so this is how simple you can actually work with the student details. Any questions on this example? Anyone?
Sir, I had a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, we can give where S name, where age, where gender. So we can give, so where only we can give one time where, and in between we can give S name, age, gender, name. It's possible, sir.
Yeah, it is possible, right? So I say where S name, Raj, comma, age equal to 20, comma, gender equal to so and so. Just to use a single where and declare any number of variables. At the same time, you can even initialize. It can be done.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, by doing that, is the code optimized or something like that?
Obviously, anytime you're working any of the programming language, not only for the JavaScript, it is always recommended the less number of lines of code we write, the higher the performance what you get. So yes, I mean, I don't think like we have reached that much of optimization for now, because we are still into the static variable declaration and just not using any type of logical or not using any type of looping control structures and all. Maybe at that time we'll check the code to see whether it is actually optimized or not. But yes, I mean, to give the precise answer, like it is always recommended to give more the optimized code what you give, the higher the performance what you get in it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next.
Sir, I have a
Any
question.
questions on this example? Yes.
Okay. Sir, without declare variable in total, it also works, sir?
Okay. In JavaScript, even though you miss to declare the variable, that will work. It is recommended to keep it, because if you don't declare the variable, we have a concept of global scope and local scope. So the variables which are not declared will automatically come into global scope. That is the reason it is recommended to declare that. It is not an error in JavaScript.
Sir, in console, you also add the two different variable. It also works. In console, you have a memory, right?
And reload the page. I'm still getting the total, right? We haven't declared the variable, but still it is coming.
Sir, in console, you also add two variables. It also work. In console, have a memory, right?
Yeah, console also will work, because I mean that is the on-time memory what we have inside your browsers. You say console dot log. I say 90 plus 60 is 44. This is what you're asking, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So it will also. So JavaScript is having the feature of on-time memory. Dynamically, it creates a memory and it will just simply throw the value.
Sir, I have another question. When I add a number and one boolean, then it also add
Not a
output
number.
is also a number.
Not a number.
Sir, output, I add like 20 plus true. It also 21. So 21, right, sir?
Okay. By default, JavaScript takes true as 1 and false as 0.
Always, sir.
Yes.
Sir, thank you.
So in future, we are going to see something like this. Like we are going to put some condition. If true, obviously, if it is true, it will work. So instead of true, come on. Instead of true, you can even say something called as 1, where 1 indicates true and 0 indicates false.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next.
Or what if we not give inverted commas in console dot?
That is an error, right? If you don't give inverted commas, that is an error. If you give something like this, obviously it's an error, because that is a syntactical rule we need to follow. Anytime we are not following the syntactical rule, it throws an error. Next.
Sir, this data will show any table format?
In the table format, in the console, we cannot do that, because console is simple a tab under which you are just seeing the debugging messages. But if you want to see in a table format, if you want to see in a div tag, etc. stuff and all, as I discussed already, when we go into the DHTML content, DHTML coding, at the time we can actually see that to see in the form of table or whatever the other form you want. Next.
Hello, sir.
Sir, in console, can we just directly do that M1 plus M2 plus M3 instead of storing it in a total variable?
Yes, ma'am, we can do. But in the same way, if I want to find out the average, it is not possible, right? The reason why I'm putting the M1 plus M2 into the total
For
is,
average also, can we just directly give it here?
yeah,
Like
but
total
multiple times
is,
unnecessarily you will be giving, right? You need to say console.log M1 plus M2 plus M3, which is a total. Again, console.log M1 plus M2 plus M3 by 3. You can do that if you want.
okay, so we can give the string and after the plus inside a bracket, we can give that M1 plus M2 and M3.
Exactly.
Okay.
Next.
Another doubt, sir. After
Sir,
the
for
string,
out-
can I add two different number?
Sorry, what was that, Robin?
Sir, after the string in console, after the string value, can I add two different variables?
Yeah, we can do that, right? I say result is so and so. You can do this.
A bracket is mandatory.
Bracket is mandate. Otherwise, from left side it will come. Now, if I don't put that, there is something. Ever heard about something called as BODMAS? Now, if you reload the page, it is having a different meaning.
Okay.
So BODMAS is the important. Ever heard about BODMAS, guys? Anyone?
Yes, sir, in
Yes, sir.
mathematics, right?
Yes, sir.
In mathematics, braces, next operators. So whatever the rule we have, the same rule will follow. If you put into the braces, these will be getting the precedence. So first these will be solved. Later, the plus will be operated.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, so hope everyone is so clear with what we discussed here. A simple student details example. We are just taking a variable, and I think
Excuse
the
me, sir.
I have already answered, guys. I mean, the questions were. I mean, in the last class, you were asking that why the reason you're hard coding the data. You know, the problem what we have with the example is every time it is asking for it is only performing the Raj details. What if like I want to change the user? That's a different part. I need to go here and I need to do the changes because we haven't yet seen the dynamicness. That is one. The second thing is a lot of people were asking the question, why you are showing inside the console? What if I want to show it on the page? So I already made it so clear that once we come into the DHTML coding, at that time, we will be putting all this data back onto the page. For now, we are looking on how do we actually process the data. So how do we show the data? We are going to see it soon. Okay. Yeah, I think Jyoti, you're asking a question. Please go ahead, ma'am.
I want to give the data on at runtime, sir. Like for the mathematics, like M1, M2, I want to give the values at runtime.
I think before this, I just discussed it, right? Hope you understood.
Can you repeat that, sir?
Okay, so what I'm saying is, if at all you right now the problem what you have with your application is it is hard coded data. What if I want to make it dynamic? I don't want to hard code every time it is working with the Raj details. If I want to change the details, again, I need to go back to the code. I need to change the values, again, come back and reload the page. So what if I want to make it dynamic? Those things we are going to look inside your DHTML. But there is a concept before even going with the DHTML, we have a concept of prompt method. After 2-3 examples, I'll talk about the prompt method. Okay, for now, please.
Okay, sir.
What is the behavior of global and local variables?
Right now, Giri, we haven't even discussed anything about the modules. Okay, that is the reason when I talk about the functions, which is like modular programming. At that time, I'll talk about what is local and global because right now everything is global. So until and unless you have a module, you don't get an idea of what is global and local. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So based on the same example, I want you guys to do a simple assignment. Okay. The assignment is take some employee details. I would like you to work on details, employee details. You should take the employee name, employee age, employee department, employee basic salary. Okay. Now, okay. And employee gender also. Now, what you need to calculate is you need to calculate the total salary, where the total salary is equal to basic salary plus HRA plus PF value, where HRA is 24% of basic salary. PF is 14% of basic salary. Can you guys do this? These are the hard-coded values. Take the name, age, department, basic salary, and gender. Now I want to calculate the total salary here, where total salary is equal to basic salary plus HRA plus PF. Okay, basic salary user is giving, but what about HRA and PF? You need to calculate, where HRA is 24% of basic salary. Now I have a question here. I say where A is equal to 90. Can you tell me what is the 10th percentage of 90? How do you calculate it?
9, sir.
If A is equal to 90,
It's 9, sir.
I mean, I don't know the answer. How do you calculate the formula? 90 into
10 divided by 100.
into 10
Divided by 100.
divided by 100. This is what we do. The same thing you need to do over here. In order to calculate the HRA 24%, in order to calculate the basic salary, which I mean the 14% of PF. Any questions on this example? Can you guys do that?
Yes, sir, we can do, sir.
So
Yes,
could
sir,
you
we
just
can do it.
repeat the assignment once, sir? I didn't understand in the middle. After taking the employee details, what should we do?
After taking these employee details, you need to calculate the total salary, where the total salary is the basic salary plus HRA plus PF. Now, under that, now you ask me a question, basic salary, okay, we are taking it. What about HRA? Whatever the basic salary you have taken, among the 24% is your HRA and PF is 14%. Now, once this is done, show the details to user. Clear? Same like this guy, we have taken the details. What we have done? We have calculated the total and average. Later, we are showing the data. Now, instead of calculating the total and average, you need to calculate the HRA, PF, and the total salary. At the same time, you need to declare the values also. Can you guys do that, or any more questions on it?
Yes, sir, we can do.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any more questions? Someone is asking a question.
Hello, sir. Can you please explain total salary once again? Because my network is lost.
Total salary is equal to basic salary plus HRA plus PF. Basic salary, anyway, you're already hard coding it. This is the value what you need to take. And whatever the value you have taken, 24% is basic salary, 14% is the PF. I mean, 24% is the HR. Okay, now what I want you to do is do it now. I want you to do it now. I want to see how actually you're working with this employee details. Same example in the same way. Whatever the example I have already created for the student details, you can take this as a reference and please do it out and show it to me. Don't start with the HTML tag. Just only start with the script tag and ping me. I'm going to review the result now itself. Come on. Everyone try it out, guys. Please don't take it light. Okay, don't take it light. Please try it out. Whatever, up to what you can do, you just do it. And wherever you get stuck, let me know so that I can help out. But if you sit idle, I'm completely helpless here. And you yourself are cheating. Okay, so please make sure to don't do that. Whatever you can do, just do it and let me know. That's it. Jyoti, instead of putting line by line, please put the complete code, man. Then we...
by mistake.
Yeah, it's okay. You don't need to be sorry, Jyoti. I'm just saying. Okay? Yeah.
Sir, we don't have to use HTML tag. You said that.
I mean, for at least to ping me, you don't need to put the HTML tag.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Just wherever you write it out and just ping me only the script content. I want to see this. See, let us see who is going to throw me first. Guys, why you are pinging me the script tag only? And do the complete code and just ping me the at a time. Who is going to throw first?
So could you show the page where you give the question?
Sorry, what was that?
Could you show the page where you give the question, sir? Yeah.
Okay, I see the answer from Giri Prasad. EMP name, age. Yeah, looks good, Prasad. Govin, you're not why I'm not speaking Govin, I'm actually waiting for the answers. Okay, I think Suresh has pinged the reason. Suresh thinks looks good, nice. Next is Swadhin. IT department HRA total salary. Swadhin, the only thing is when you say HRA equal to instead of 15,000, you can say basic salary into 24. Okay, don't use the 15,000 again.
Okay.
Robinson, age 24, salary equal to salary plus salary into. Yeah, looks good, Robin. Pravita. Pravita, gender, basic salary, HRE. Looks good, Pravita. Nice. Suresh. 20 computers, basic salary. Looks good, Suresh. Nice. especially the people who are new to coding, guys. Please try to do this. If you have a question, let me know. Don't just sit idle. Okay, Kumkum, age, department, okay, IoT, nice, gender, female, basic salary. Yeah, the same thing, Kumkum. When you say HRA equal to 25K, instead of 25K, you can say basic salary into 24 by 100. Okay, nice, looks good. Anyone else? Okay, Rashikar, EMP name, department. Okay, Rashikar, again, when you say HRA equal to, right, instead of 24,000, you can say basic salary. Same variable is already there, right? Instead of repeating it. Jyoti looks good. Abhinav looks good. Okay. That's it. Or anyone still pending? Anyone having questions or anyone want me to solve it? Let me know, guys. Anyone having question, and if you want me to do that, please feel free to ask me. Don't just sit idle. No one like that?
Sir, working on it. Just give a minute, please.
Okay. Okay, Shivaram. Yeah, looks good, Shivaram. Nice. Satya. Good job, Satya. Nice. Praveen. Praveen, we don't need to calculate. I mean, you should not put the HRA value and PF value. You have to calculate it. Okay, so please redo that. Deepak. HRA, when you say 16,000, instead of 16,000, you can say basic salary into 24. Madhu, you are the same again. HRA, when you say 15,000, HRA equal to 15,000 into 24. Instead of that, you can directly put the basic salary into 24, right? Instead of rewriting the value. Pankaj, sorry, Pavan, changes looks good, nice. Mahesh, yeah, Mahesh. Yeah, Mahesh, it's again the same. HRA equal to 12,000 into 24, right? Instead of 12,000 into 24, you can say basic salary into 24. Okay. Surya. Okay, fine, guys. You do it out and let me know if you have still questions. I can help out later. Okay. Good to see. I mean, your understanding and you could able to solve it. So the next part, what we have is, okay, anyone saying that want me to solve? No one is like that, right? Anyone want me to solve it? No one like that? Okay, very good. Okay, so the next part, what we have is, we have a concept of typecasting. Okay, let us see what actually typecasting means. So what do you mean by typecasting? This is one of the most important concepts, and not just only in JavaScript, even in other programming languages, we have a concept of typecasting. and there is something called as dynamic typecasting. Okay, so let us see what actually these two are. Let me create a HTML page. Okay, we know that script is the predefined tag where you're going to write the JavaScript code. Okay, now I say where a is equal to something called as 90. Can you tell me what is the data type of a here?
Number.
Now when I say console.log a, what is the type of a? Obviously, it will be a number. Go into this, go for console. It says, oh, why it is a here? I have to say it as, what is the method I need to use here? Type of, right? Type of is a method. Now, if you come back and reload the page, it says a number. Fine. Now, I say a is equal to 99.
String.
Obviously,
String,
it is going to be string. Okay, now I say type of a here. So now if you reload the page, it says a string. My requirement is I want to convert this data type string into number. My requirement is I want to convert this variable a, which is of string, into number. So how do we do this? So the concept of converting the data type of one variable into another type is called as typecasting. Repeating again, the concept of converting data type of one variable into another, data type of a variable from one data type to another data type, we call it as a typecasting. Okay, now the data type of a is string. How do I convert this string into number? I say a is equal to, there is a method, something called as parseInt, a predefined JavaScript method, which is for which you simply pass a variable, it will automatically convert the data type of this guy into number. After you convert it, let us see what is the data type of a. Now, if you reload the page here, do you see it is getting converted into number? Yes, this concept, we call it as a typecasting. Now, you may ask me a question, boss, why you are taking it as a string? Why you are forcefully converting into an integer or a number? Why can't you directly take a number? Isn't it? So actually, this is not the example we should be going. The example or the real-time example when it comes is, there is a chance sometimes user gives the input through the prompt method or the input element. Okay, we are going to see some in future, some examples where user is going to give the values dynamically through the input box, through the text box. So by default, the data what you get is a text. Now, how do you convert that to a number? So we use this typecasting. In the same way, in future, we see something called server is giving us the data. Mistakenly or knowingly, they are giving the data which is of number in the form of inverted commas. So you should not ask the server saying that, boss, please send in number. There is an option for you. You take it as a string, but there is a chance that you can convert that guy into number. On the top, you can put all the arithmetic operations. That is where we make use of the parseInt method. But the problem what you have with the parseInt method is, after we do the parseInt, I say console.log a. Let us see what is the value of a. Now, if you reload the page, you see earlier it was string, now it got converted into number. The value is 99. What if I say 99.234. Now, if you come back and reload the page, what is happening? Is it not ignoring the value which is after decimal? Yes. Now, my requirement is I want to convert into number, but I don't want to lose the values after the decimal. So how do I do that? That is where you have a method, something called as a is equal to parse float of a. Okay, so what do you mean by this parse float? Convert the variable a into number, but don't ignore the decimals. Now, if you come back and reload the page, you see 99.234. So parseInt and parse float are the two predefined methods using which we can convert any type of data type into a number only. Okay, either it's a number or a decimal. Decimal in the sense Data type is number, but the value will be after the decimal, you will be having, after the dot, you will be having some values. Okay. Another thing what we have inside your JavaScript is, this is forcefully typecasting. We are forcing the type to number, we are forcing the type to string, etc. and all. But now there is an option for you to automatically or dynamically typecasting inside your JavaScript. Okay, when you come to the other different technologies like your Java, C language and all, when I say int a here, you say a is equal to 99, it works super fine. But if you mistakenly say a is equal to something called as ABC, it will simply throw a error for you. Boss, a is declared as an integer, you can only store the numbers. But the advantage what you have with your JavaScript is, once you declare a variable, whatever the data type you wanted, you can always keep on changing it. Okay, let us say, I say, okay, let me comment. Okay, okay. You know what do you mean by commenting the code, guys? We already discussed in when you go to the HTML and CSS. Commenting is the initial part of your source code, but that doesn't come into the execution. Right? In the same way, when you have JavaScript code to not to get executed, put /* and */. Okay, it is multi-line commenting. From line number 11 to line number 18, every code will be commented and it will not come into the picture. It will not get executed. Okay, now the next part is, I say where a is equal to 90. Okay, now I say that console.log type of a. Save this guy, open this guy and reload the page. Obviously it says number. Now I say a is equal to something called as some Tina. Same variable I'm taking. Now if you ask the data type of this variable a, is it not automatically converting into string? Yes. Typecasting is happening, but you are not forcing. Based on the data what we are having, JavaScript automatically typecast the data type of the particular variable based on the data what it is holding. I say a is equal to something called as true. Okay. Now if I console log the type of a here, it will automatically convert that string into Boolean. So earlier it was number, you could be able to change it to a number or a string or whatever the data type you wanted. Once you declare a variable, the data type of the variable is always based on the type of data what you're giving to the particular variable. But it is not you are going to declare them. Now, when you go to a C language and all, you say int a. You are saying that it is an integer. No chance of putting other data of data type. But coming to the JavaScript, you simply say it's a variable. Based on the data what you give, I will automatically change the type of it. So in a single application, I can keep on changing the type of data what I'm storing inside a single variable. Am I clear till here? What do you mean by typecasting, forcefully typecasting, and dynamic typecasting? Any questions? Okay, no more questions? That's good.
Sir, sir, if we are doing that, like without forcefully, we are doing typecasting. I mean, we can change the type of data any way we want. Then what is the use of this parse int and parse float?
Okay, now I say from the server, I have given you. Okay, assume like you asked me, boss, give me the value of a. From the server, I gave it as 99, something like this. From the server, I gave you 99. Can you tell me how do you convert this guy into a number without parseInt method? If you know the value, what to be changed, okay, you can simply put something called as 99. You are forcefully converting the data type of a, I mean, dynamically, data type of a string, it is automatically converting into number. But you don't know what is the value, what it is having. You only know that there is some value which has come from the server. How do you convert that guy into number? Clear, Kunkum? Where it be useful?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, next.
Sir, in forceful typecasting, we are converting string to integer. I mean, we are using parseInt and parse float for to convert integer and float. Na? if you want to convert a number to string, is there any way?
Okay, that's a very good question, Pravalika. So what is her question is, okay, boss, from string to number, you're converting it. I say where something called as age equal to something called as 20. I would like to convert this age to string. Very simple. There is something called console.log age.to string. I think to string works or not. Let me check, ma'am. Yeah, the to string is still throwing. Yeah, to string. Yeah, now if you see here, dot to string is one of the predefined method which will convert any type of data type into a string. But I'm not yet gone to these type of methods, guys. We'll see them later. But just to answer the Pravalika's answer, I just gave. Hope you're clear, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, next. Okay, hope everyone is clear. What do you mean by typecasting and dynamic typecasting? So the advantage what we have in your JavaScript is one variable can be used any number of times in any number of ways. Okay, based on, I mean, whatever the data you give, based on the type of data you are giving, it will automatically defects. Okay. Fine. So the next part, what we have is, we have a concept of something called as reading the data from the user. I mean, someone asked this question, right? What if I want to read the data? Okay, let us go with the student details. Okay, let us copy this guy, paste this guy. I want to say it as reading data from .html. Okay, or else instead of taking the student details as the complex one, we'll take a simple example also. Okay, I say something called as script tag. I will say where a is equal to say some 90. I say where b is equal to say some 99. My requirement is very simple. I say result equal to a plus b. Okay, I say console.log the sum is plus result. Okay, now if you come back, open inside the browser, if you inspect this guy, okay, go for the console, we see the sum is going to be 189. Super fine. No questions on this, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Come on, guys, what happened? Not been answered.
Yes, sir. Yes, no questions.
Fine. The problem what we have over here is, we know that once you are hard coding the data, once we hard code the data, there is no option of changing it. If you want to change it, we have to do it on the coding. Okay. Instead of this, I want to read the data from the system or from the user. How do I do that? So this is where we have a predefined method, something like this, where say some name is equal to prompt is a predefined prompt. Prompt is a predefined method. Okay. If you do this, what is going to happen? Whenever you reload the page, do you see a pop-up is coming along with a text box? Yes. Now, if you give some value here, it will automatically will be assigned to name attribute or name of variable. Okay. In the same way, when you see the prompt, you're simply getting a pop-up. Boss, instead of pop-up, if I get a label saying that, boss, you have to enter this, it will be more better, right? Now I say prompt, something called as enter user name. Save this guy, come back and reload the page. You see, enter username. You're getting a label along with a text box. Now you enter some value. it will automatically go to the particular variable. Okay. Now, instead of this name, can I take the variable A here? Yes, I say using one prompt method, you can read only one variable data. I say enter value of A. Second one, another prompt method, enter value of B. Simple. I'm not hard coding the data of A and B. Now, if you come back and reload the page, I say enter the value of A, 78. Enter the value of B, 67. Click on enter. Is it really performing the sum or concatenating the values?
Concatenating the values.
Can you tell me what could be the reason? Anytime we are giving the data within the text box, by default, it will be treated as a string. Anytime we give the variables in a string, we give the data in a text box, that will be treated as a string by default. So right now, you are taking the value of A as a string, value of B as a string. Now you're calculating the sum of these two. Obviously, the output is also string. It is not treating them as a variables, or it is not treating them as a numbers. Now, can you guys tell me how can I convert this A? Can you tell me what is the data type of A at line number 12? Line number 12, what is data type of A?
String.
String, sir. Can I convert? Is there is a chance I can convert that guy to a number?
Yes, sir.
How do I do that?
Type of
A is equal to
parsing.
of A. That's it. A will be converted into number. In the same way, after reading B, can I say B of % of B here? Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes,
if you save this guy, come back here and reload the page. Enter the value of A, sum 78, sum 555. Is it throwing me the sum here?
Yes, sir.
This is how you could read the data from the user. Okay. In the same way, let us come back to the student details. Earlier, this example was only working with a single student. Now, I would like to make it dynamic so that dynamically you give the data of different students and it has to throw the data response accordingly. So how do I say that? Instead of student name Raj, can I say prompt enter student name, age? I say
Can you put RScientist inside the prompt?
yes, ma'am, you can do that, but not right now. I don't want to increase the complexity. But yes, your question is valid. You can simply say % of prompt.
Okay.
Automatically, when the value is read, it will convert it, then it will assign it. That's a shortcut actually.
Okay.
Sir, can you explain what is % again? Sir, I did not understand.
Percentage, it will take the data type, whatever the data type you give it, it will convert into number. Now I say where A is equal to, say some 99. What is the data type of A, Surya?
Sir,
Surya, what is the data type of A here? String, right? Now I want to convert that to number. I want to perform some mathematical operation. Obviously, I cannot perform the mathematical operation on a string. I want to convert that to a number. Now I say A is equal to parse int of A. Convert the data type of A to number and again store it back to A. Now after line number 3, what is the data type of A, Surya?
So could you repeat the question, sir? Once?
Integer.
After this line number 3, parse int of A, what is the data type of A? You said like at line number 1, it is a string, but at line number is the data.
It is a number, sir.
Exactly. So that is what the parsing is doing. It is converting the data type of any variable into a number. Are you clear now?
So then type of also converts the data.
Type of never converts. Type of will tell you what type of data it is.
Okay.
It is having.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Got it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So now I say prompt enter
Yes, sir.
user gender. Ma'am, are you putting a question for me?
Yes, sir. I have a doubt that what is the meaning of dynamic typecasting?
Sorry, Pavni, what was that?
Dynamic typecasting. Can you explain it?
Okay, dynamic typecasting means once you change the value inside a variable, JavaScript automatically changes the data type of the variable, which we call it as dynamic typecasting. Now I say a equal to 99. If you ask type of a, what JavaScript says, it is a string. Now I say a is equal to true, updating the same variable. Now if you ask what is the data type of a, is JavaScript is going to say it as string or a boolean? Pavani.
Boolean.
It is boolean, right? So who changed the type? We haven't changed it, right? Based on the value what you are giving, it is automatically converting the data type of the variable, which we call it as dynamic typecasting. Clear, ma'am?
Sir, now my voice is audible. Yeah, is there any sound is coming?
Ma'am, your voice is still again having a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So coming back to this, yeah, I'm taking the user. Guys, anyone having any question, please throw it. Don't sit idle. Okay. Doesn't matter whether it's a simple question or whatever the question, please throw it and get clarified, because once you clarify now, then only you can go easily for the forward. If you put it as a doubt, the doubt will be always a doubt. Okay, so for this M1, I say prompt enter. Oh my God, what happened? Guys, 1 second, my lappy got down. One second, guys. I kept the charging, but I forgot to switch on.
One question.
You ask me.
Guys, I joined back, but I lost the share access. Just a second. They are going to give me the co-host access so that I can share the screen. Yeah, I think I got the access now. Okay, so hope you can see my screen back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so am I answering anything or we are doing no questions, right?
Sir,
Okay.
one question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
There is nothing like integer and float in JavaScript. So why we cannot use the parseInt for float also?
Why we can't use the parseInt for float also, but then how does the system know that it has to be considered the values after the dot or not? It doesn't know, right? Data type is number, but internally, do I need to consider the value after the decimal or not? It has to be through parseInt or parsefloat.
Okay.
Sir, but if you are giving the value from prompt.
Okay, 1 second. Enter first value. Prompt. Subject to. Subject 1. Subject 3. Okay. Yeah, someone asked me a question. What was that? If you are giving a value
from prompt, the programmer will not.
Then that case, it is recommended that you go for the parse float every time, because if it is parseInt, there is a chance of losing the value after dot. If it is parse float, the only extra part what you get is if you give 99, it will be 99.0, but you don't miss the value. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so now I'm done, guys. Instead of hard coding the data, we are actually giving the data from the browser. Now, if you go to the browser and execute this guy, you see, it is asking what is the student name, Mr. Raj, age, say some 10, user gender, say some male, subject 1, 33, 66, 77. Now, if you inspect this guy, go to the console. Why the total is like this? Why the total?
String value. Content
is treated as a string.
String.
Number M1 is equal to
ParseInt.
ParseInt of M1.
Okay, so it's all you developer need to take the decision, guys. No one will come and tell you that, boss, here you use the parseInt, here you don't use the parseInt. No one is going to tell you. Based on the current situation, based on the requirement, you have to do the changes accordingly. So this will be M3 and M3. Save this guy, come back here and reload the page. Enter the name, Mr. Raj, age, say some 10, gender, say some male, subject 1, 88, 90, 92. Click on OK. Student name is Raj, age is so-and-so, total is 270, and average is so-and-so, result is 134. As simple as. What is this result here? Instead of result, it has to be average. Total is so-and-so.
The result is hard-coded.
Okay. Yeah. Hope everyone is clear till here. Now, can you do the same employee details, reading the data from the user instead of hard coding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Take it as an assignment, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so the next part, what I have is control structures. Do you want me to start now? Or
No,
want
sir,
to?
tomorrow class.
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. Tomorrow, sir.
Yeah, because one thing, right? I know, because now we have covered a lot of part, so we'll go with the control structures. The next part is the control structures, which is actually adding the logical programming, solving the logical programs or logical inputs. So that is what you are going to get expertise on the control structures. One thing I can tell you is, if you want to be a strong UI developer, doesn't matter whatever the programming you go for, C language, C++, whatever the programming you go, if you want to be a strong developer or a programmer, for sure you need to get expertise on the control structures, which we are going to talk tomorrow. So make sure everybody is there. We are going to talk about that. And before closing, guys, I asked you a help of putting the feedback. Anyone got a chance to do that, guys? Because I got a response from the management saying that only a couple of people or 3, 4, 5 people have done. I mean, are you guys want to do that or?
I have done, sir.
Okay, Shakib is done.
Sir, done, sir.
Hope you find that you are from online I mean, sorry,
It's
online
back.
classes of UI full stack and the faculty so and so. Now you're putting the comment, right?
Yes.
So anyone, whoever haven't done, can I expect you to do that today?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Yeah, sure. Sure, sir.
So
Sure.
everyone.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
So it is
what
a
we have
part
to
of
do
a
today?
framework or
Sorry, could you repeat again?
What we have to do today?
I really right. Remember that day I was asking, you have to go to Google and put the review here regarding our. That day I told you already.
So could you
That's
just update the assignment numbers, sir? Like you gave us 2 assignments, right? Today, could you just update
Today
it?
only take it as one assignment because anyway both are same. So take it as I think it is assignment 8 or 7.
8, sir, 8. Could you just
Eight,
update
yeah.
it in the class, sir?
Okay. One thing, guys. I just got a message from Harsha that he got an offer letter from TCS yesterday. Congratulations, Harsha. That's really a good news.
Thank you so much.
Harsha, you
sir.
are in the class. Okay.
Yes, sir.
You would
Thank
have
you so much,
told it
sir.
as a public instead of putting as a private. That's a very good news.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Harsha.
Everyone can wish so much.
Congrats, bro.
This is
Thank
not
you,
real, right? You are only saying congratulations. What about party? Who will ask for the party?
Party, sir, party.
Yeah, not her.
Definitely, I
Party,
will give.
party.
Macha, party, macha.
Definitely, I will give to everyone. Okay, don't worry, friends.
Okay, great.
Party,
Harsha.
sir.
It's really a good news. One help what you can do is anytime, anywhere, if you have any type of openings, you get an info. Please
Okay,
do
sir.
share the group so that others also can share this good news.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Definitely, I will share, sir. Whenever I will get the chance, definitely I will share with everyone. Sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Harsha. Thank you so much. And once again,
Okay, sir.
congratulations. All the very best for your future.
Thank you
And
so
hope
much.
you're continuing the class, right? It is not like I got a job and I'm not attending the class.
No, sir. No, sir. Definitely,
Okay.
I will continue my timings. I have to check my timings, sir, because I don't know when they will give the timings.
Oh, okay. Fine, Harsha. Nice.
Okay.
Okay. So, any other questions, guys? Anyone?
Sir, one question.
Yeah, please go ahead. Guys,
As
I'm done with the class, guys. If anyone want to leave, you can sign up. If anyone having questions, you can stay back. Yeah, please go ahead with your questions.
as we are starting control structure and all, there's a problem with logical thinking. Means how we can improve our logical thinking and logical to apply the logic on logical structures. Control structure.
That is what I will discuss, Mayur. Once I start solving the logical programs, I will tell you some steps what need to be done, which might help you to increase the logical skills. If you still feel that boss something is still missing, maybe you can help me more. Maybe I can think of that because we haven't yet started. I will give some of the steps need to be followed, like how to put an algo, how to convert the algo into the programming. So I will tell that. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No.
Yes.
So could you just update the assignments, sir?
Sure, I will do that. I